do more listening and less talking. Pay attention to the people that came before you and understand your purpose and where you're at and what you're doing.
Yeah, yeah. Listen, I don't know if you're aware of it or not, but some student athletes face mental health issues just trying to figure out who they are beyond the sport they play. What type of advice would you give those individuals really searching for who they are beyond the sport they play?
When you have a purpose for why you're doing what you're doing, then finding out who you are, just go along with it. But if you don't have a purpose for why you're doing what you're doing, then you're going to be running towards the wrong thing.
Yeah, yeah. How would you find the purpose if you're a student athlete really trying to figure that out?
Got to have fun doing what you do. If you're doing it just solely to get scholarships and create the end goal, you're going to miss the process, and the process is really where everything is at.
Yeah. Yeah, listen, we don't do any regrets around here, but if you had any redos that you can do over again that may change your outcome as far as your student athlete experience, what would it be and why?
I would take my studies a whole lot more serious and focus more on that rather than the game, rather than the sport, because the sport is easy, but focusing on what I need to get to where I want it to be, that's what I would do different.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. What are some potholes that maybe you fell into while being a student athlete that you want these current student athletes to avoid?
When I was in school, it was a little different, but I think the girls, things outside of what I was doing, besides being in school, you know, like when I left school, playing the game, just a whole bunch of distractions that caused me to be in the situation that I was in.
Yeah, yeah. So 2 more questions. What type of advice would you give student athletes that have nothing to do with their sport at all? Because we understand that being a student athlete is not just their sport. So how would you advise them with that?
I would tell them to just make sure that they keep the main thing, and be mindful of the people that has their ears, because the ones who have their ears is the direction that they're going to go in. And just, you know, you show me your friends, I show you your future.
Yeah, yeah. And my last question is, you know, it's inevitable that whether you make it to the pros or just make it in college or in high school, that it's going to be your last day playing the sport you play.
Right.
And how would you advise these current student athletes to prepare themselves for that time?
Just make sure that you put yourself in great positions, and make sure that when you're in each room that you're in, that you know who you are when you're in that room. So when you get by yourself, you won't forget who you are. So when you're in those rooms and you have people that you're talking to and you're communicating with, ask them how they did certain things. So you might be able to link up and do something different beyond the sport.
Gotcha. Thank you.